Back in the house, baby.
I love
Back
it. I love
in
it.
the house. How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Back
Feeling
in the
good.
house. Feeling good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Looking good too. Looking good.
Thank
Looking
you.
good. Yeah. Yeah. Back on the Virgo TV.
Hmm.
Co-host.
Hmm.
Trinity. Hey.
Yeah, we got Trinity in the house. Yeah,
Yeah. What's
co-hosting,
happening,
helping
lady?
people unlock the depths of their mind,
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
understanding their
ma'am.
mental frameworks, knowing who you are, knowledge of self, breaking it down on the Virgo TV.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My girl, we got a dynamite show tonight, and we speaking on we create as we speak, and it's so subtle we're not aware of how we creating, and we do it so quick, so easy. It's like we don't pay no attention to it. So tonight the topic is I create as I speak.
Mm-mm.
yeah,
I saw that. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to hop on that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
We create as we speak. It's so important because we take for granted what we say, not knowing the universal principle behind our voice, the universal principles that are at work. And we're creating these realities unconsciously and not even knowing it. And by doing so, it's causing so much suffering and pain and mental anguish and the wish I shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and I would have done things different. And and these are the things that people need to know. They need to understand how their mind works.
yeah, yeah. Most definitely. See, it's like the process is this. They don't realize somewhere in them is infinite wisdom, power, and understanding. And what they don't realize that this universe got a dynamic law that it
Hmm.
goes by. It won't break that law for nobody. It won't even break it for itself. So the law that it used, we have to use as well. See, people don't realize that we are co-creators. We supposed to be taking care of the earth, the mother earth, and everybody that's in it. And the things that we say is our power to do a good job while we're here. We can speak it because we have the divine substance. And
Hmm.
that's what people don't realize that all of this going on around them, they are creating it. If it's
Yes.
happiness or sadness, they creating it. What you say?
I say yes, we are creating our own realities. A lot of us are creating programmed realities based on their programming, but we are creating the reality. Reality is being created through us. But what I was referring to is when we speak, there is a universal law attached to that. And that's what people should understand. What is the universal law that governs that? And it's the universal law of reciprocity. And that is when what you put out comes back.
Mm-hmm.
So the universe is circular. The universe circles through space and time. And so life is a cycle, and we experience this cycle and we revisit things over and over again. And as we revisit, we go deeper and deeper and deeper. And so when you think about the law of reciprocity, when you put something out, you're giving something and someone something of you. And then what that does is that energy that vibrates out of your mouth, your frequency, it attaches to another entity, a person, the moon, the sun. It attaches to an object, an entity. And then what that happens is they touch that energy it goes through them. And then when they speak out their energy, it goes back. And so it
Right.
comes back to you. And so when you speak, that is how your reality is being created. It is through the tones of your mouth. And so that is important and should be at the forefront of your mind when you're speaking and creating your reality.
Mm-hmm. And that's the principle of it, because see, what we have to realize, we the only ones on the planet that can talk. Humans. It's so many different types of creatures on this planet, but we are the only ones can talk. So therefore, when the Bible say we created in God image, well, therefore, we should understand that we have a certain power. See, we think power is the fist, we think power is the pen. But guess what? The power, you have life and death in the tongue. You can create something where no other man can or woman can do any harm to you. With this is the powerful weapon, so it must be tamed to a certain degree. And see, that's what they did. They took the knowledge and said, okay, we got to hide this, because if they know how to speak into the ether, we call it ether, but
Mhm.
a lot of people call it substance, in intelligent divine substance. If we speak into the substance, then we create. That's how we create. And that's a beautiful thing to know that. See, people don't know that, and they're not
Yes.
aware. Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's the
Yes.
that yeah, that is the process of creation, and that's the information that people need to understand, because if we don't understand how our reality is being created, if we don't understand the power of our tongue and what that truly means in the creation process, somebody else does,
Yeah.
and they will use what you don't know against you, and they already are. And there's so many
Mm-hmm.
people that are living these program realities, and they're just saying things based on what they heard and what, what was taught to them, without really consciously assessing what that is.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though people get it. People are experiencing, they're waking up, they're feeling like there's another voice within me.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Mm-hmm.
another way. There's got to be more to this than life. And when you have that type, you start questioning life like that, that's when this knowledge comes.
Yeah. And that's the whole beautiful thing. Like we were saying about the thumbnail earlier, how
Yes.
what came to my mind was my mother was my first teacher. And what she said was law. Okay.
Mm.
And like the ducks in the pond be falling. That's how
Mhm,
we
mhm,
was. You know what I
mhm.
mean? And that's the way it's supposed to be. Excuse me. And so what people don't realize that uh, we took the biblical text from some people that told us and direct us in the way to read the book. But when you read the book for yourself, then you understand what it's talking
Mm.
about. And to me, in Genesis, it's a feminine principle laying down these rules
What is
and
it?
you know when it say let there be,
Mhm,
see, that don't come from a man. A man don't make a command like that, you
mm,
know. And what we have to realize, that in this universe there's no way there could be just one creator. As you can see, it say let us, and we missed that part. We skipped right over there. You know what I mean? And then the feminine aspects, they'll call it a spirit, a Holy Spirit. You know what I mean? They won't call it what it is. If you call God a he, then you should call the spirit a she. You get me?
Yeah.
And so, but these commands, they call them fiats. And these fiats is commanding the ether, the divine substance.
Okay. The dark matter.
Yeah, the dark matter. Some
Okay.
people call it
Okay.
dark matter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it hears these fiats, they all through the Bible now. And see, that's the whole thing about it. You got to study outside of the Bible to know what's in the Bible. You get me? Because right now, this gonna go over a lot of people's head. What is a fiat? We in a fiat government. We in a fiat. What is a fiat? Well, we're gonna get to what it is. But the thing is, we have to understand that we have power. We somewhere in the biblical text it said we are the ambassadors of Christ. That's what it said. It said we are the ambassadors. So we got to know what to say.
And know how to use it. A
And
lot of us don't know how to use our own equipment. We don't know.
right.
We don't understand how we function as a human being. We don't understand the systems. We don't understand the mechanics of the human body, of the soul. We don't know these things. So we're just saying things and regurgitating things because we're programmed. All we
Right.
know is what we were taught. And
Yeah.
the issue I have is that there's companies that know how our minds work and
Mhm.
know how our reality is created, and they don't give any knowledge or contribution to society in saying this is how your reality is created and we should teach it to everyone so that way they can make a proper choice.
Right. Right. And see, that's why I like YouTube. In all of the platforms where teachers are teaching. They teaching, but people got to be aware and,
Yeah.
and say, okay, because here's the thing. What I say, your soul, your mind, your body is going to gravitate to a teacher that will open up your consciousness. You get
Mm-hmm.
me?
Yeah.
Then, as you graduate through that, you're gonna open up some more because you're gonna find another teacher.
Yeah.
Then it's gonna because
Your
that
light
was
gets
my
on.
path.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was the teachings of Christianity that made me like, okay, God, okay, let's go. And I was there. Well, I'm gonna say I was like that. And then when I heard C. Freeman L, bam, you get me what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then on and on and on, teacher after teacher.
Mm-hmm.
But I also was an avid reader. I read a lot
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
studied for myself and I read the Bible a lot. But that's what opened me up. But here's the thing. I wanted to get on speaking things into existence. Take it off. Go ahead. Mhm. Get into that.
Speaking things into existence.
Mhm.
Well, we have life and death is in the power of tongue, and what we speak, we put out into the ethers, and it is only a moment, is only a matter of time before that thing you spoke renders and presents itself, and you have that experience. One thing that is important for you to understand about is that you are made of energy. You're an energetic being. And
Mhm.
we vibrate as human beings, we vibrate on a frequency. And the way you create your life, the way you create your reality is understanding that your energy, you're made of energy, and energy can be programmed.
Right.
And so when you understand that the messages, your brain is meant to interpret frequency. So the messages that are coming, that you are getting, either from the things you've read, either from what you were told, these are thoughts that are coming to you, and you are the observer of that thought. And you can make a choice and say, you know what? I'm not going to listen to this, Or you know what? I'm going to put my focus and energy on that. When you put your focus and energy into that thought gets transformed into a chemical that floods your body, which is a hormone. And then
Mm-hmm.
that is what you end up feel that governs your emotions, and you start to feel a certain way, and then you start to do and you act it out.
Mm-hmm.
So in
Well,
regard, go ahead.
well, see, this is what I'm saying. So when it hit outside, say when we talk, we speaking with our mouth, and we sending the vibration outward, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's my understanding of it: that as I'm speaking and giving the order of what I thought about, and I speak. Okay, let me give you a prime example.
Mm-hmm.
You ever been riding down the road and then you say, "Man, I want something to eat," and then you say, "Well, I want some Zaxby's," and you go to Zaxby's. You just gave your body, your mind, everything a command. Now, here's the thing: even though you was the thought of hunger arose up in you,
Mm-hmm.
you still processed it, and then somewhere, even if you didn't verbally say it, you mentally ran that thought and said, it's actually would be good right now. And this is the way I'm saying how subtle we create. We create
It's
this.
like autopilot. It's just
It,
so easy. It's
it's
it's how
so
we function. But
right.
what you're saying is everything starts from the inside.
You're right.
You have a nervous system. Your body is made up of a nervous system to detect energy. We sense energy. Your human body is an energy sensor. So first it started in your mind. You had a thought of some food.
Mm-hmm.
You put your focus into that thought. That thought then flooded your body with a chemical. Your nervous system picked up on that chemical, processed it, and you said, I want some Zaxby's. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. Really eat some shit.
And you see, and because of, you have some advertising, or that go in your head, you start thinking of Zaxby's, you start thinking of, maybe I want some KFC, or maybe I want some pop, you know what I'm saying, with all the different things that is saying, is trying to get your attention. But
It's just that quick. And then
yes,
guess what? Guess what finna happen? Choice. Choice got to kick in too. Because when all these
awareness.
options, when all these options come, now
Yes,
you gotta make a choice. You get
yes,
me? Now you
yes.
put it in your mind to go to Zaxby's, but guess what? KFC, Burger King,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Steakhouse,
Mm-hmm.
all of these
Mm-hmm.
things
Yeah,
start
yeah.
popping. Now you got to
Mm-hmm.
make a choice. See,
Mm-hmm.
we create just like that. It's
Yep.
it's it's
It's
a pet,
habitual, because we are habitual creatures. And the
right?
best way for us to function efficiently is through habits,
Hmm.
repetition.
And
So
so,
we follow patterns,
hmm hmm
and you
and
have to break that pattern with awareness and say, hey, you know what?
hmm
I'm not doing Zaxby's. It ain't good for me. It's gonna get my stomach upset, or it's gonna do something. And you
hmm
say,
hmm
I'm gonna do something else. Maybe I get a salad or something.
and here's my point to bringing that out: is the universe work that fast or even faster, creating the things that we see in existence? It creates. It don't never stop creating. It's creating through us and around us all the time, and we don't. It's so subtle and quick, and the vibration and the frequency is so fast to the five senses that we can't even see the motion that is taking place around us.
The process, yeah.
The process.
The process
Mhm.
of the mind. I was
Yeah.
because sometimes you'll have a thought of a, you may have had a experience in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and you may have a thought of it, and it, next you know, it gives you a sense of fear, or you have anxiety. So like immediately the thought will come, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then boom, you have a flush of uh perspiration, or you feel a shock to the heart or a shock to the stomach before you could even understand, before you could even assess the thought. You just have it. And I researched that, and it says it takes like 0.000
Mm-hmm.
0.200 seconds
Okay.
for
Mm-hmm.
that process of your mind interpreting energy and your nervous system interpreting that before you even get the thought process down. So your nervous system catches on and processes that information so quick. And that's why understanding the power of awareness is important,
Exactly.
because then you could say, hey, this made me flush. What was it?
Mm-hmm.
Why? What triggered me?
Mm-hmm.
That
That's
gives
right.
you the power to say, okay, let me take control of this. What do I need to do? Okay, I need to heal this. This is a trigger for me. I need to address this. I need to heal something.
And see, that is why I tell people meditation, because that automatic behavior, that automatic pattern of behavior is moving so rapidly. It's moving
Mhm,
rapidly. But when
mhm,
you bring the mind and practice the still the mind, you keep it still, you have time to take your whole being out of automatic behavior and then now put it in conscious behavior where you are consciously doing or speaking or listening to something that you prefer to listen to,
mhm,
not what just automatically is programming you or been programmed by others coming through you. You get what I'm saying? So
mhm,
meditation allows you to stop and slow the mind down, and because once you in a deep stillness, there's no more mind. See, there's no more mind. Mind is out of there. So the controller mechanism is out of the picture, and once it get out of the picture, then you take full control over your being.
mhm.
You get me? I'm
Yeah.
gonna pull up this because these words that come out of our mouth is very
Mhm.
important, especially when you say "I am." You know, when I'm gonna tell you something. Now, I want you to hear me and hear me well when I say this. When the next time when you say "I am going to do something," watch it get done.
Yeah,
Watch it get done. When
I
you put
am.
that,
I
when
am
you put
represents your state of being. I
that,
am what? And
yeah,
you govern your state. You have the power to govern your state of being. I am
yeah,
what you speak. You are what you speak. You are the state that you are in, and we exist from within. So when somebody
mm-hmm,
says, I am down or I'm bad or I'm sad, I take that as, okay, you exist in a state of being that is depressive.
right,
Okay, let's rise, let's raise your energy, let's get out in the sun. Let's get
yeah,
out, get some sunlight. Let's get some conversation. Let's go talk. Let's go get some different energies. You know what I'm saying? You're
Let-
energy deficient.
yeah. You know what? I'm gonna tell you a good thing for people too, and they be tripping over here where I live at. Go walk outside
Well, yes, go walk
in the
outside. Take the
grass.
wigs off. Take the weeds off.
Yeah,
And let your scalp get the
go hug,
sunlight.
go hug a tree or something.
Go walk barefoot. I like
Yeah,
Ayanla. I like Ayanla because she be having people go outside, lay on the ground. Like she uses the earth, nature. She understands how we function as a human being and how energy flows through us.
it flows through her. We are conduits of the
Mhm,
universe. And
mhm,
once we get these concepts in our mind, we'll know how to function and create what we're supposed to be creating and take
mhm,
care of the things that we're supposed to be taking care of.
mhm, mhm,
Because we're so, as the collective, I'm saying as the collective, We're so caught up with this hustle and bustle lifestyle, but we forget about our own well-being. That is total salvation. Salvation is liberty. It is a financial blessing, being able and fit and healthy. That is salvation. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And we speak on salvation because here's the thought, what I think people don't think about. We already eternal beings, okay?
Yeah.
We
Energy
can't,
can't be destroyed. It can only
we
be
can't,
transformed, transferred. So
right.
if we're made of the essence of energy, then we exist in different states. That's why people don't understand that we're multidimensional. We exist in different states based on the conditions. Right
Yeah.
now, in our physical conditions, we are physical beings. But we
Yeah.
also exist as etheric beings, energetic beings, and we go into a different dimension. We go back to the ethers.
Yeah. Yeah. And and it's like once they grab a hold of the realization of this,
Mm-hmm.
then life will start peeling
Making
off
sense. Yeah.
that negative, and it'll make sense why they happens and the things happen what they do. And the creation part, what is so beautiful that we have that power to create. And if you make that choice, we speaking on choice early. If you make that choice to get up and say, I'm going to use the mind. See, what people don't realize, this is another thing. Let me point this out before we go. I want to go to this uh chart and read this off. But what people don't realize, we have a choice when we come out of unconsciousness, which is sleep. When we come out of unconsciousness, then we have a new page for this moment or what we call day. And we can make a choice and say, I want to use the mind for creativity, love, empowerment, whatever. You get me? Or we could just be on automatic pilot and just whatever the mind tells us to do that day or whatever we program that day,
Mhm.
that's what we gonna do that day.
That's what
But we
most
have
people
a choice.
do. Mhm. That's what most people do, but they're not aware of another side of life, so they're not choosing that.
Right.
And it's causing them to suffer because there's something within them that is saying there's another life to be lived, but because that's never been seen, it's not being taught, it's not being shown, they're afraid to explore that part of themselves.
Mm,
And so
mm,
it causes this internal dissonance within them, cognitive dissonance, and it causes a lot of suffering, mental suffering,
oh
because
yeah.
they're not living or fulfilling their true authentic selves.
Right, right. Well, let's go to this portion of metaphysics of
We got
creation.
to get into that thumbnail too. Throw that
Okay,
up there and talk
okay,
about that
okay.
thumbnail.
Well,
Have it written down.
let's okay, we can start with this then. We're gonna start with this and we're gonna go into the thumbnail after that, okay? I know you're curious to know why I went that route, but let's read this and then we're gonna go into that because this got the fiats on it too. So it's
Okay.
like I wanna bring that in. Well, I see you didn't look at your phone. Okay. Well, here's the thing.
Oh, yes, okay.
The characteristic.
Okay, I
Go
got
ahead.
you. The character of God's creation is good and very good. There is no other creator than God. He made all that is. God's creation was in the realm of ideas, in the ideal in mind. The
Hold up.
universe. Mhm.
And that's what's at in mind. It's
Yes.
the ideal realm is in mind.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
and and that's where we got to create from. We can't create with our arm or our finger alone. We got to create from the mind, the ideal realm. And that's what I'm trying, my point in metaphysics, trying to let them know that it's not only the effect realm, it's the causal realm or the realm of ideal. All right, go ahead.
uh, just to add on to that,
Mm-hmm.
you're right. It says it right here. It's in the mind, but people don't understand what the mind is, and people don't understand what is mind. What are all these thoughts? What are these visions? What are these voices? What is it? And there's a place within our minds where we create, and that is what this is talking about. I'll continue.
Mm-hmm.
The universe and man are potentially perfect. The expression and manifestation of the perfect ideal creation was left to man, and he has not been true to his trust, but has used his God given power to express other than divine ideals. This is what causes evil to appear in the face of the truth that God made all that is, and that all that he made was good.
And that is why I made the thumbnail. Because
Okay.
here's the thing.
Mm.
In the left corner, you say it's very good. You see that on the
Mm-hmm.
thumbnail, it's
Yep.
very good.
Mm-hmm.
Now listen, this is the mindset where we got to get back at. Okay. And I said this for years, and I'm gonna keep saying it until somebody hear it. If you go to the if you think you are feeling bad, you go to the doctor, he say you got cancer, you agree that you got cancer. What you just did is told the universe, I want to be ill. Okay. But if you go to the doctor and you say, the doctor say, well, you got cancer, you say, no, that ain't eternal um thought, because the universe says I am good and very good. So whatever you say, I'm not going by what you say. I'm going by what my creator, the universe, told me that I am good. And so we have to change our mind from the way they have trained us to think about ourselves in order to get back on the right way of thinking, and we cause the kingdom, which is a paradise, to come through us, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yes. I hear where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I hear where you're coming from. When I hear stuff like that, especially a diagnosis, when my thought process is okay, something appeared in my body. All right, it doesn't have to be the final diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I understand that something is going on in my body, there's an energy disruption. There's something that is not, working properly in my body. Okay, what did God give? What did Mother Nature give to heal that? And then I'm gonna go seek that out. I'm gonna go learn about it. I'm gonna go read about it. I'm gonna learn about that part of the body that's being affected. I'm gonna learn how to detox. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna talk to experts, and I'm gonna change my lifestyle. And
That's
then
right.
I'm healing myself. I'm telling myself that I am healing. And then I do the work to heal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's how my thought process is when I hear something like that. But yeah,
And
it all starts in the mind.
it all starts in the mind.
And
So
it can
what?
be good. It can be good. Even though it
Yeah.
was even though it was painful to come to that realization, dang, there's something, I have cancer in my body. it
Uh-huh.
still can be good because it led you to then to discover a cure.
That's right. That's it. All things work for the good. All things work for the good. Even in these what we call illnesses, what is telling you that this energy is lodged in there and it want to circulate, but it's something that is
Yeah,
blocking it.
it's blocked.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
so you got to do what you have to do in order to allow the energy to be able to free flow through your body, through your being. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But here's the reason why I wrote did the thumbnail like that is
Mhm.
because in our real reality, the nurturer is the feminine. Okay.
Mm.
And in true nature, in our true authentic self, is the woman is the nurturer. Okay. Not only is she the nurturer, she is the teacher, the protector. You know, I was telling you about the gorilla, and so that gorilla wasn't playing. When I tell you that gorilla wasn't playing, it wasn't playing. Okay.
Oh man. Uh-huh.
Okay. So these are the things. The first commands that I heard came from a woman. So that's why I put the
That's
beautiful
powerful.
uh lips on there. And I had to, and I believe in my heart that it's a dual uh energy force, masculine and feminine, uh elect electromagnetic energy that we have within us. And so that's
Mm.
where I went in with, you know, because the thing is our creative power, okay, it comes from the inner, which in metaphysics, the inner is the feminine, the outer is the masculine. You get me what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yes, that's how the sun works. The inner dot is the feminine circle, the
Hmm.
black dot. And then the
Hmm.
outer part is the rays, what we see, the shine, that's the masculine. Go ahead. Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
So when create, we create from thought that
Mhm.
which impregnates the ideal, and then the ideal give birth to the manifestation. I mean, it's simple. And this is how creation continuously started. If you drop a seed in the ground, it's gonna die first and then come back alive. You get me? And then it start growing and giving birth to whatever plant it is. That is how this thing goes. It's got to give birth. Something got to impregnate it. We impregnate the earth with the seed, then go through its metabolism, and then and something sprout out. And that is the way this universe is set in. So there's no way around it. I don't care what nobody say. And if we think with a conscious and clear mind, we'll see. And once you start using these principles in your everyday life and change the inner world, then you'll see the divine manifestation all around you. And that's where we
Yeah.
need to be.
Yeah, there's so many people that, there's a whole like community of people that want to understand manifestation and how do I manifest? How do I manifest money? How I manifest, dream life? How do you manifest? You know, but no one's really talking about the science. Like what is the date? Like what do you other than just speaking it, how is the reality actually happening? How are you really manifesting? And it's really understanding the process of reality. You have to focus on what you are mentally consuming, what you are what is your environment? Because if you're constantly taking in, you know, content, or you're constantly watching things and it's making you have fear, shocks to the heart, shocks to the gut, and it's giving you anxiety, you're not going to move, you're not going to act, you're not going to fulfill. So you can have this desire, you know, and want to do things and want to manifest, but if your mental environment isn't conducive for that, you're not going anywhere. You're going to be
Well,
stuck.
well, sometimes, you know, we do have to get out of the environment, but it's been many people has been in harsh environments and turned out to be scholars and you know, geniuses, really.
Mental
But now,
environment.
this is what I'm saying. I get where you coming from, and I you know I understand where you coming from. But here's what I'm saying. We got to say both sides of it, because it's somebody that every day is getting their lunch took while they going to school because they living in a harsh environment, but they getting straight A's. You get me what I'm saying? Now, in order to, and this is my philosophy, I'm gonna say this: we got to go through some hardships. Hard times make tough people, and you got to be tough and soft at the same time. And what I'm saying is, it's called being meek. You got to know when to turn up, you got to know when to turn down. And these realities that we see, what we don't realize, we signed on for these realities that we created.
The
We already,
experiences.
yes, we already wrote the book before we came down here. What we was gonna go through. It's like a game, you know, like a Pac-Man. You know, remember Pac-Man back in the
Yeah.
day? And you go so far, and then you get a pellet, and then you get super strong. You know what I mean? So life is that way. We start up somewhere, because I ask myself all the time, what did I set up for myself at the end of this journey right here? Did I set up something beautiful? What? Because life is like that. That is the way it is designed. This is not supposed to be a cakewalk all the time, but it ain't supposed to be hard all the time. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
And so when we reach a level in our consciousness where we understand this, then we'll realize and we'll welcome. Oh, bring it on. Bring it on. Because at the end, I know you got some cake for me. You
Mhm.
get me what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
And now, here's the thing. Where I'm at with it is too many people that is stuck in that reality. And I think that's where you was going at with it. It's a lot of people stuck in that
Yeah.
heart, that fight or flight, that
Yeah, survival, fight or flight, living in
survival.
fear.
Yeah.
The
Mhm,
thoughts are they're flooded with thoughts of their past. They're flooded with thoughts of what they've done. They're,
mhm,
you know, they feel like they're not good enough, like they're broken because they're not, you know, society ain't working for them. You know what I'm saying? And they're stuck in this mental state and they can't think outside of that because they're so flooded with this thought. But and nowhere in society is offering a solution like this is what you do with it. This is how your mind processes these things. You need to go back and heal these things about yourself. You need
mhm,
to understand that you can't run from your past. It's always going to come. But
mhm.
how you look at what you've done, changing your perspective on what was done can help you move forward. And then you go from being hurt to healed and you can move forward. But that's the crux of it. It's really understanding and accepting your multidimensional state as an energetic being and the power that and the abilities and the power that you have.
Yeah. And that's what me and you come in at. We having fun now. Don't get me wrong. They don't know the backstage talk what we'll be talking about, but we have fun. But we teaching. As we teach, we want to let them know that you can have fun, and that is what life is all about. You
Yeah.
know, and even in all of the so-called main religions in the world, they teach you about joy, happiness, and that is the main goal in life. And if something that makes you happy and you content with it, and it's a process where you got friends and families, and you just living a good life, then you're on the right path, you know. But here's the thing: psychologically, spiritually, you still need a fine tuning every now and then, and that's what
It
you
never
and I
stops.
come in, huh?
Yeah.
It it
Fine
it,
tuning never stops.
it never stops. A spiritual tuning never stops, because here's the thing: you always got what you call the matrix, that it's always gonna try to tear you down while you build yourself up. You get what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's like red pill, blue pill situation.
Yeah, 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 and we're eternal beings. Our energy is eternal. Our data storage is eternal. It's infinite. We don't
And
have a cap on our data storage. So growth is constant.
yeah.
Evolution is constant as energetic beings.
Hmm.
We're meant here. Our purpose is to evolve our being, is to elevate our state, is to is to elevate to a state of being where you can then leave this state of consciousness. And so that is what we're here to do. And we have certain set of experiences that we agreed upon, like we were saying. We came here knowing what we was going to go through. We
Yeah,
agreed to have certain experiences to grow us for our next evolutionary state.
exactly. And then, but see, this is the reason why I wanted to point out that as we speak, we create, because that is our tool. See, here's the thing: even though we knew that it was going to be tough in certain situations, and we knew things weren't just going to work out in certain situations, but it was going to make us better. We understood that process. But here's what we did in to help us to move to that next level. We created this, and we created the ether around us. We one with that ether, the divine substance, and we speak into that. And what it does, it formulates the whatever word, creative word we command in that, it creates for us. And
Yeah,
that's what my point and our point today, to share this information, is to let people know that you can change your mind and have creative words coming out of your consciousness, and to create a better, more happier, content life for yourself. That is the purpose, because you don't have to suffer forever. Trouble don't last always. You can
yeah.
change.
Yeah. The purpose of speaking
Hmm.
is to emit a frequency, because our words, like if you touch your Adam's apple, you touch your throat and you
Hmm.
talk, you're going to feel what? A vibration.
Vibration. That's right.
Because what we are exuding, what is coming out is a vibration. And that
Hmm.
vibration affects the atoms, it affects the ethers, it affects the unseen, the micro of the micro.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so what that does is what you speak, then things get set in motion that we're not seeing because our eyes can only see this dimension.
That's right. That's right.
And so what is within you when you speak, it shows and reveals what is within, what is in your mind, your thoughts. So
Mm.
then you can say, that's why sometimes when you're going through a hard time, what do you say to yourself? You say, it's gonna be all right. It's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
okay, Trinity. You're all right. And what is that doing? It's calming your being, isn't it? Or when you're going through something, you need to calm down. What do you start doing? You hum.
right. Hmm.
What are you doing? It's calming your being, isn't it?
Hmm.
because you're releasing a frequency into the ethers, into the or into the field, and you're wrapping yourself with that.
Exactly. And we call it the aura field.
Yes.
And in the aura field changes colors because it goes from red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, indigo, and white. Okay, it's the whole spectrum of your being. And as we go through our vibrational frequency stages, our aura touches the big aura field, the divine field, and it vibrates
Mm-hmm.
whatever vibration that it gets from us, it vibrates back to us. It's corresponding to what we
The law of
vibrate on.
correspondence. Yes.
The
Mm-hmm.
Laura correspondence. So we have to realize that things outside of us want us to vibrate and want our aura fields to be stuck in the root chakra and stuck in the sacral chakra, the lower self.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like we said, once you get to the heart chakra, the whole universe
The
opens up.
whole universe opens up. Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it, it just
I
opens up.
I had that experience. I seen it. The
Yeah,
gateway there is a heart gateway.
yeah.
There's a gateway to the universe.
And then once you get to the throat chakra,
Yes.
okay, now we talking speaking things into existence.
That's why
We
I wear this.
we yeah.
This
Oh, okay.
this to me, yeah, this has meaning. I don't just wear it just because. I wear
Uh-huh.
it because this signifies my throat chakra. And when I put this on, I'm like, it's go time. It's ready for me to speak into existence what's in
Right,
here.
right, right. That's cool. I didn't even
Mhm,
know that. I
mhm.
seen the shells, they cool. But it's the same thing, that's why I wear them
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
It's like for protection and also it helps me vibrate. It keeps my vibration frequency up high because here's the thing: when you get to the throat chakra and you start speaking, that's when you are on a level that you watching what you think, you
Yes.
watching what you speak,
Conscious.
you
Yes.
are so conscious on how to use this power because
Ooh, that's
that
good.
that it will tear somebody's house down or to build it up. You hear me? And that's what I be trying to tell people. When you dealing with your
Uh-huh.
true authentic self,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
oh, you on a
Oh man,
level.
that's the life right there. You living when you're able to be your true. That's what this represents. This
Uh-huh.
represents
Uh-huh.
a side of me. When I put the, I don't. Oh, you still here?
Yeah, yeah. It's just
Okay.
okay, it's okay.
Yeah. When I
Uh-huh.
put this on, Trinity comes to the forefront.
Right, right.
Trinity is now in awareness. When I put this on and I put on, my patch, this brings Trinity to the forefront of my mind. Now Trinity speaks.
Hmm.
And that's the power of the throat chakra.
Right.
That's the purpose of the throat chakra, is to allow that version of yourself to express itself, because there's a version of us, because we exist in different states. There's a version
Hmm.
of us that wants to exist in this dimension.
Right.
And we have to allow our body to be used for it to express itself. And that version is your authentic self. It's what you came here to do.
And it's the other part want to get the hell out of here too. It- See, we got to realize now. We got to realize raising raising our consciousness and expanding.
Oh
I
man.
I
I'm I am like light years in the future, man. Like I'm on a
yeah,
spaceship traveling
that's what I'm telling
to
you.
the next planet.
See, the whole thing is when you expand your consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
it's not
Yeah.
going backwards, it's going
No.
forward
Yeah.
and it's expanding out. and
It's
you trying to
beautiful.
reach your highest,
Mhm.
closest self
Oh man.
to help you get the knowledge that you need to get
Yeah.
up out of here
Yeah.
in the right fashion. But you
Mhm.
don't want to drop the ladder as you want to be able to leave something for somebody else to climb up out of here, because the
Yeah.
simple fact is this is the power to create what you
Right here.
need right here.
Mhm. Yeah.
See, because you got everything. You came here with everything. You got the substance that we all around. You got the spiritual insight. You have the voice of many waters. You get me? And you
Mhm.
have everything, but you got to find a way to put it in order, because the universe is an orderly universe. And you just can't,
Yeah.
you know, you know what I
That'll
mean?
be a live that we do, is go through the universal laws, because that is what people need to know. They need to know about the law of reciprocity, the universal law of correspondence, the law of love. They need to understand these universal principles, because once they understand that they are made of energy, okay, well, energy exists in different states and follows principles. So, and the principles is universal, because energy flows through the universe. So you need to know the laws that govern energy.
Mhm.
That's a good lie for us to break down, because people don't know it, and it's not their fault.
No, it's
We
not their
we
fault.
we they go, we're forced to go through what, 12 to 16 years of education, and they were not once taught about metaphysics.
Ne- and you know, I'm gonna tell you something. And I push my way to where I'm at. And the reason why I say that, I knew it was something different, and I knew that it was a more spiritual way. And now that I realize the whole universe is spirit, even though our five senses trick us in thinking that this is a physical plane, but I know that it's physical. I mean spiritual. And
Mhm.
we have to get hungry, because everybody feel it. You know, they feel
Yeah,
it from
everybody
time
be
to
feeling
time.
something ain't right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they feel it from
Mhm.
time to time,
Yep.
because you can't tell me you can
Yeah,
be
yeah,
here and not feel it, that something just ain't,
yeah. Something's
you
off.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
It's off. And you saying to yourself, how do I get on? What we call harmony, harmonizing. And that's what would kept me going, because I was like, I knew it. Once I read, see, here's what I say. Once I read the book to the best of my knowledge, and then I went and presented it to other people that
Mhm.
read the book, what they were saying was following the guidelines of some other people told them this is the point of view that you should view this certain
Mhm.
scripture in.
Mhm.
And that's what they did. But my mind was like, wait, hold up. I see something different. What you see, I don't
Yeah.
see that. I
Mhm.
see that, but I see something else higher than that. And
Mhm.
and I didn't understand. So that's what I'm telling you, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, and C. Freeman L. appeared for me. And that's
Yeah.
what, I wanna give him flowers, because I think he gone, but I really want to give him flowers because he helped me to expand when I needed
Mhm.
that. You get me?
You know who helped me expand? He has passed on,
Mm-hmm.
but wow, helped me on my journey. It was Dr. Miles Monroe.
Dr. Miles
He
Monroe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, The Power of Vision. I came across his
Mm-hmm.
book because I wanted to understand. I wanted to be authentic, and I wanted to show up as myself. I wanted to know what my purpose was. So I started reading like Les Brown books,
Okay.
and
Mm-hmm.
then that led me to Dr. Miles Monroe. And Dr. Miles Monroe, I read his books, The Power of Purpose and Vision. Then I started going on the YouTube page, and people are still posting YouTube videos about him. And he talked about how to find your purpose, and what true fulfillment is. And he said, if you want to understand who you are and so you can fulfill your purpose, you have to be able to answer these 5 questions. Who am I? Where do you come from? What who are you outside your societal titles and
Mm-hmm.
roles? Where do you come from before being born on this planet?
Mm-hmm.
What is your purpose? Why are you here? What message did you come here to give? What is your
Mm-hmm.
potential? How far can you go? And what is your vision? He said, when you start asking yourself these questions, it takes you on a journey to discover your true self. I asked my higher self these questions. Now I'm able to show up in as my highest and widest version of myself, Trinity,
And
what you
it,
see here
it,
today.
Trinity, I'm telling you, that is the beautiful thing because we all are on a quest, but you
Yes,
got to ask the question.
you
If
gotta
you
ask.
don't,
Yeah.
and here we go, the power, you use that to act.
There you go. That's right.
You get me?
You gotta speak it. You
You
gotta
got to speak
ask.
it.
Mhm,
Ask, you
mhm.
know,
See, we're
and
taught
one
to do this. We're taught to pray and be quiet and pray, right?
right, right, right.
But
But
what we
here,
need to be doing
mhm,
is asking the questions. Who
but
am I
here's the,
outside of that?
but we got to remember now. We got to remember tapping into the source is also stillness and being quiet. It's
Yeah.
also a benefit to help you formulate the question to ask sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't know what question to ask and we don't know. And then when you put your hands together and pray and wait on it to come, it's going to come because you know the process, the order that the universe gonna bring it in. So
Mhm.
I say this: being still and quiet, God is principle. Then being verbal and letting your thoughts flow into the universe with questions or commands. See, we got to
Mhm.
remember we got 2 ways to deal with this universe: questions or commands. And anything else coming in that way, then guess what?
Mhm.
It ain't the universe dealing. This the mind, that entity. You get me?
Mhm.
That is trying to infiltrate into our universe. And so a lot of people got to understand that it's all done by love. This is not designed. You cannot kill. This is what I try to tell you. You cannot destroy energy.
No, it
Okay.
can't be. It's
It
scientifically
can't
proven.
be. It can't be destroyed.
Your energy
So
can't be
why
destroyed.
would you be afraid of anything? Because you eternal.
Well,
You're
because they're
not this person.
conditioned to be.
Yeah, 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 yeah. They condition.
People are conditioned through like they're what they understand. We have so many spiritual experiences, but we're taught not to investigate it further. Media teaches us that it's spooky. Media teaches us that it's ghostly. Healthcare tells us that we're crazy, and then religion tells us that it's dynamic. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
no one's really exploring their mind because there's a taboo, a stigma to it.
Boom. It's a boom block.
Yeah,
Spiritual mental block. It's like, yeah,
yeah,
I get
yeah.
it.
You start
I
talking
get it.
about energy, and people are like, "Oh, that's dynamic." I'm like, "What?" That's you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's their conditioning.
Yeah, it's conditioned. Let's get to another one. Let there be light. What come to your mind when you say in creation it was dark and then the creator said let there be light? Now if you can think out of the box, out of the programming, what would you like come up with? Because a lot of people don't know metaphysics, and I know, and they believe that the Bible is literal, that really took place. But what would you share with people to let them know, hey, this fiat is speaking to another situation that they don't want you to understand, what would you say?
I would say that the universe is consciousness. So
Mhm.
we live through our consciousness and we exist in different states through our consciousness. So when I think of let there be light, I'm thinking of let there be enlightenment, elevation of consciousness, because so many people are living in the dark.
Mhm.
There's so many of us that are in the dark, and we need light, consciousness, elevation, wisdom, knowledge to see our
Mhm.
way through the dark. And I'm talking about consciousness, elevation. So let there be light to me signifies let the truth shine, let
Okay.
the truth lead, let the truth enlighten, let the truth speak, because truth gives you enlightenment.
Mhm.
And so I think about, well, how does that relate in my everyday life? How do I let my light shine every day? Well, that falls into my purpose of taking my thoughts, being able to take my wisdom down and share it with
Mhm.
others. And I emit my energy, emit my light, emit and increase my consciousness and increase other people's consciousness and elevation. So I'm shining my light, my energy. Let my light, my energy shine. Let it be. Let it exist.
Mhm.
And it's
Mhm.
eternal
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
eternity.
Right. And
Let there be energy.
that's what I get. I get the same thing because here's the reason why I say that. And then I go back to the mother figure. Because when I was a young boy, see, I'm the only son, and when I was a young boy, my mother was tough but soft at the same time,
Mhm.
and she told me, she said, listen, I just want you to be a man. That's all. That was just that cut and dry. You get me?
Mhm.
Let there be light is telling me your infinite wisdom, your infinite being, your infinite self. Never, ever let somebody put you in the darkness. Be who you are. You know, her words was man,
Mhm.
but it should have, if she was more on a conscious level, it would have been being or
Yeah.
even
She
godliness.
used what she knew at the
She
time.
she knew that. You get me?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
what she was saying, be authentic, be real. Don't be fake and
Yeah.
phony. Be who you are. So for me, that was in my subconscious already. So everybody that knew me, know me, and deal with me, they know I'm real. I keep it real. Ain't
Mhm.
because my mother instilled that in me. You get me? Before
Mhm.
I even went to the streets or did anything, that
Yeah.
was
Yeah. She
instilled.
gave you a sense of self.
That's right. And so when I see let there be light, that infinite illumination of
Yeah.
intelligence,
Mhm.
wisdom,
Mhm.
because that's where we came from.
Yeah.
That is one of the principles of the light is saying I'm so infinite, intelligent, and wise, and all
Yeah.
present, all knowing, all
Mhm.
you know, and
Mhm.
and makes me feel so wonderful to be one with it. You get me?
Yeah.
But and so a lot of times, let me go back and say this. I have taught over the years to tell people to internalize this book we call the Bible. Because this has happened on the inside of you. And once they can internalize it metaphysic- metaphysically, then they'll see this joy. They'll understand the wisdom and the light that shines because it will ignite their light.
Mhm.
because the world is designed to put darkness over the light to cover the light and put it in darkness. And once it does
Mhm.
that, you in trouble.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in the Bible. It comes, I mean, even from talking with you since
Mm-hmm.
we met and talked, I mean, I've gotten a different perspective on the Bible that I never was given, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think where a lot of people, unfortunately fall is that one, the Bible to an average person that went through the educational system, that's hard to read. It's very hard to read. It's made in a different time. Words are different, and the average person can't read that.
Yeah.
And so they go to church to get an interpretation of it, and it's biased, their interpretation. And
Right.
if you've never been exposed to metaphysics, if you've never been exposed to chemi, if you've never been exposed to this type of knowledge, all you know is what you were given from the pulpit, and you're locked in unless you stop that and say, you know what, let me read something else. Because
Mm-hmm.
that was with me. I was like, I'm not going to base my entire existence on one book.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do
Mm-hmm.
that. And then
No.
I had some experiences too that really, made it okay for me to walk away. But a lot of people are afraid. They're afraid what will happen if they read something else? What happened if they take a wild on the other side? They're living in fear because they've been
And,
conditioned to.
and what you said earlier, that heaven and hell is well.
It's a state of mind. It is
It's a
not a
state of,
place that you go. It's a state of mind.
yeah.
Hell is the negative thoughts that are in your mind that you can't get a hold of, a control of, and you're
Right.
constantly living in a state of anxiety, getting shocks to the heart, shocks to the gut. You starting to sweat. You know what I'm saying? You can't control your thoughts. You're living in fear. You're stuck. That is hell.
Yeah. And that's where we come in at, because the simple fact is people uh really got to dig in and unlock this fantasy or this fallacy that they don't put them in. And we all been there. It ain't like
Yeah,
we
I
were
used to think that way
we I
too.
mean, yeah, we was there. So to understand how the mind, the ego, and the body and consciousness and the universe is corresponding to all of this,
Mm-hmm.
it is a big leap from believing. And I made the statement um on one of our videos about they took uh the spotlight off of what Jesus was saying and put the spotlight on Jesus. And that is what got people confused. Because if
Yeah.
they looked at what he was saying and doing in a different perspective, they will see what he was telling. He was telling us that all of these things that you see me doing, boy, you can do it too. And you can do it in a dynamic way. And guess what? You're gonna do greater things than I do. That's what he said. He didn't never want, Buddha never wanted them to elevate and put the spotlight on them. They wanted the workings or what they
What they
did.
did, but not
Yeah,
how they did it. That's
that's
my
that's
biggest
what
problem.
that's what
And
we
that's why
do.
people are confused.
Actions
Yeah.
actions speak louder than words sometimes.
Mhm.
Now go ahead. You confused about what now?
Yeah, that's what make people confused because they just talk about what Jesus did, but they don't talk about how he did it. If Jesus
Yeah,
was the greatest teacher, where's his lessons? Where where's you don't just show up and just say, "Okay, boom, I'm doing all these right." No, how did you do it?
yeah,
What did you do? When you
yeah,
healed the woman that touched the garment and she had blood issues, what kind of herbs did you give her? What did you tell her about her body? What did you know what I'm saying? Like they don't make it practical. And that's why so
Well,
many people are confused, and there's like a block.
and the mental block is consciousness. It's
Yeah,
in consciousness. It ain't meant to be a literal and physical understanding. They showing you the spiritual side from the position where you standing. You know, if you standing low and somebody standing high, all they can see much more than you can see. You get me what I'm saying? So he was trying to, in these stories, in all of these epic stories, the Bhagavad Gita, the Kemetic text, they was trying to not come to your level, but bring you to their level of consciousness. You get me what I'm saying?
mhm. Yeah,
So
Jesus was handing out books he was reading. I feel
yeah,
like he
yeah,
was like, "Hey, go get this book. Go get that book."
yeah.
And that's what I want to know. What books did Jesus read? What did he learn? How do I do what you do? Because he was learning. He had knowledge. He had consciousness. He was aware, and he was
Well,
teaching other people.
well, that's what I'm telling you. I just
Mhm.
told you what he did. He did it from a point of comedic teaching.
Yeah, there it
Jesus,
is.
Jesus, Jesus went to Egypt at infant. Okay, in 12 years, he just wasn't no carpenter's son. He had to go to school somewhere. Somebody
Exactly.
grabbed a. If he was this special, that's what I'm
Right
telling you.
here.
It,
Mhm.
yeah. If Jesus was this special, and three wise men came to him and brung him all these things, and he went down to Egypt, them and Ra priests would have said, "Boy, that's the special baby right there. We got to get this
Mhm.
indigo child right here, and we got to teach." There ain't no way in the world he would have got round the them priests. There's no
Yeah.
way.
Mhm.
And then if he would have went to school there and then came back to Jerusalem and celebrated while he was 12 years old, and then for the 18 years we didn't hear nothing else from him. So you know he had to be on a pilgrimage. So I have read in some texts where they call him magician. They called him a magician
Yeah.
because the word um is form is Aramic in what it
That
abracadabra. It is
magi. Oh yeah,
yeah,
I wanted to hit on
yeah,
AbrAcAdabra, what you meant with that.
abracadabra, abracadabra. They say it's no original origin where the word come from, but most scholars say it's Arab, Arabic, and so
Abra.
his
Wow.
Aramic, excuse me, Aramic, and so this is the language that Jesus spoke, Aramic, or when he was on the cross. So it's like this: no matter well, Jesus, Horus. Well, we know where Horus got his knowledge from. We know where Buddha got his knowledge from. We know where Shiva and Krishna and all of these people got their knowledge from, but we don't know until we put our mind together. It's so mysterious about his education or spiritual understanding that it loses people because they never ask that question.
But they don't know where to look. You know what I'm saying? Like I truly feel that most people don't know how to think. They don't know how to critically think, and they're not brave enough to question their programming, what they've been taught.
Mhm.
It took a lot for me to get over Christianity. It took a lot for me to overcome that fear. I'm going to go to hell. And I realized, wait, it's a state of mind. You know what I'm saying? But I had to go read something outside of the Bible. And a lot of people get stuck just by doing that. They can't, anything outside the Bible got to do with energy. You start talking like this, they shut it down because they're taught in that religion that to only follow this, and anything outside of that is dynamic. And I just, my heart goes out to people because I know how hard it is. And you're right. If they just question, if they just, just
One
try.
question. That one question will open Pandora's box.
It opens Pandora. Ooh, I was ready to open that box. I was like, I'm about to
I'm telling you. I'm
open
telling
it.
you.
What?
I'm gonna tell you what did it for me. It was somewhere in Daniel's. He
Mhm.
he said that we should study all knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was written in that particular Bible, all sciences. And that was like a catapult. And then the
Yeah.
other scripture was like study to show thyself approved.
Proof.
And
Yeah.
in
That was a good
these
one.
yeah, see, these things made me say boom. So when C. Freeman L, I ran across them on them videos, it was like bam, there you go. It was on and
Mhm.
popping. So Pandora, she couldn't do nothing but open the door and let me out. You get me?
Mhm.
And so that is the thing. It
Yeah.
determines. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Mhm,
I was saying I went through a journey too. I started off with Christianity. I had some
mhm,
experiences and I was like, okay, I'm ready to, find something else. Then I went to the Nation of Islam. I learned there. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn something else. And then I landed in Kemet, but
mhm,
I also learned from, different different little groups. I started to learn from Sadhguru. I started to learn about the Krishna and the different gods in India, the Buddhists. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? So I learned a little bit about that. I started reading books, on the Book of the Dead. So I just started reading all these different books and different perspectives of the eternal.
Yeah,
And I was able to piece it all together to make sense of my life.
yeah.
And
And
I fell in Kemet because then Kemet, they saw the world as energy. And then that's where I was like, well, this all makes sense now. It's energy.
yeah. And see, that's it's like putting a puzzle together if you just think about it. As you go from
Yeah.
one level of consciousness
Mhm.
and next level of consciousness, the writing is a little bit different, but that's the piece you need. You get me? That's the piece you need to go to that
Mhm.
next level. Then when you get up there, okay, the puzzle is starting to make a little picture now. It's making a
Yeah,
then you get to
yeah.
another now that puzzle, you can see yourself a little bit. Okay,
Now you see
now
it.
okay,
Mhm.
yeah. See, but see, when I used to tell people that the Bible was the first level
Yeah,
of
yeah.
where you got to go. And
Mhm.
if you stay there, you're gonna be stuck, just like
At
that
that
lady.
consciousness. Yeah.
That's it. Then you're gonna be stuck right
Mhm.
there. And
Mhm.
and and that's where we have to throw the ladder back down to them and say, hey,
Yeah.
climb up, And these hopefully these conversations and these this knowledge, I got one I want to read too.
Okay.
Um will help them understand some of the things that what we be discussing because this thing is powerful. See what we doing right here is building the foundation by feminine and masculine energy working together. You get me? And in
Mhm.
harmony. And what it's gonna do is form. And then guess what? Everybody on the internet is gonna be, yo, let's go over to Virgo TV because Trinity and them over there, they going off. Hey, them folks is going off. They teaching some things. That's how this
Right,
works.
right, right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so once we form the ether, I call it divine substance because it's friendly to me. And the substance start feeling and moving that way. And that is the blessing. That is our provider. That is the provision. That is our protector, our God,
Mhm.
everything.
Mhm.
We can call on it at any time and it gonna answer. And
Mhm.
Before we read it, I'm gonna say this. Just like that gorilla, that baby gorilla. Listen, just like that baby gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
That baby gorilla was being, that panther was gonna get him. Leopard, that's what it was. It was a leopard. That
Mm-hmm.
leopard was gonna get that baby gorilla. He was fighting now. He was doing what he could, but he was overpowered, outwit. The wisdom wasn't there. The
Mm-hmm.
strength wasn't there. But here's the thing: when the universe called Big Mama in, Trinity, the whole universe shift when she came up there. Trinity, can I talk to you? That gorilla grabbed that cat and shook him like a little rag doll.
Oh man. Mm-hmm.
You get me?
I get
That's
you.
how the universe. That's how the universe respond to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
And when we know this,
Mm-hmm.
we can walk. We can walk by faith instead
Yeah.
of run
Yeah.
in haste.
That's powerful. That's how I see the world too.
Yeah,
I see the world the same way. I see the universe is on my side. Mother
yeah.
Nature is on my side. I got Big Mama on my
Big
side.
mama. Yeah. You can walk by faith and
Yep.
not in haste.
Yeah.
Can I talk to you? And that's what we
Mhm.
got to do. And once we
Yeah.
do that and understand that this is a spiritual reality, it's governed by spirit, it is
Mhm.
guided by spirit, it's protected and provided by spirit, and that we, the only species that can talk, besides a little parrot, and he only mimics, we the only thing on the planet that can give command. Let it make sense.
That's what separates us from animals.
That's what separates us. So when that come to your consciousness, then you got to know it's something to you,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and that it's something meant for you to be here so you can do, be, and have the things that you want. So that is when this start coming into play.
There you go.
Because you already passed the heart chakra.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get
Mm-hmm.
into the throat chakra, then you start realizing. And
Yeah.
it's not being egotistic, it's just
Mhm.
being your authentic self.
Being
Let
natural.
mhm. Let me share this one, and we're gonna. All right. See it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Metaphysical meaning of word. Okay. Metaphysical meaning of word. Word is the agency by which God reveals himself in some measure to all men. Okay, wait. One thing I want to just swap out is himself, because we talked about that, right?
Yeah,
It's both.
yeah.
So
Both.
don't limit yourself to him, just God. Measure
Mm-hmm.
to all men, but to greater degree to highly developed souls, the thought of God or the sum total of God's creative power. The word gives order and regularity to the movement of things and is the divine dynamic, the energy of self revelation of God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All
The
right.
agency by which God shines himself is through the word. And that is true,
Yeah.
because if God is a consciousness, I teach that God is a consciousness, it is a
Right.
voice within you. And the way you can tell and see the God within you is by what you speak, what you say, what you talk like. That's why I listen to what people say, because that's how I see who they are, is by what they say. Because what you say is what's in you. So if you connect it to the highest and wisest version of yourself, you're going to start speaking with that highest and wisest tone. So when I come on, I say when people see me, I want them to see the God within me.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to see it through my words. So I leave with my intellect, not with my body, but with my mind. I want you to
Exactly.
hear and see and speak and hear the God within me over
Mm-hmm.
my universe. That's very good passage. I vibe with that.
And
That
and
was
and
good.
see, that's where we have to realize. We got to also listen to people, but we must listen to ourselves. You hear
Yes.
me? What I'm telling you? Because
Hmm.
you are the observer,
Yes.
observing yourself.
Yes.
And when
Your universe.
your own universe. So when you observing yourself and 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 you see, remember that other day I was telling you when you be talking to people and stuff you ain't even read about
Yeah.
just start popping up.
Hmm.
That be the divine in you. And
Hmm.
you observing it coming out, you know it's coming from
Like
you.
you be like, dang, I did that. Yeah.
Yeah. And you walk away from, well, that was, yeah, you know, that's the way it goes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, we're gonna close out. You
Yeah.
want to say anything before we get out of here?
Yeah. I hope everyone got something good from this. We want, people and our audience to know the power of speaking, the power of the tongue, and the power of the throat chakra. Because if you don't understand how your mind works and how your reality is created, somebody else does, and they will
Mhm.
use it. So continue to grow, continue to seek self-knowledge.
And I
Peace.
say, know thyself, love thyself, and be true to thyself. Like and subscribe, and we got more to come. We growing as we know. Every
Mhm.
day in every way, we growing. Peace and one love. Peace out.